Hello my loves and welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I am so stoked to get into it with you. We're going to be talking about 5 different ways in which you can raise your vibration. But before we get into what those 5 methods are, we first need to discuss what it means to be high vibrational and what exactly are we doing when we are talking about becoming high vibrational. What exactly is that? First, we need to understand that everything in our universe is vibration and is frequency. Even solid objects are just different atoms that are together and vibrating at a specific rate that give the illusion of a solid object. Even your thoughts and your emotions have a vibration and a frequency, and even sound is just vibration and frequency. So everything in our universe is vibrating. It has a particular frequency. And Dr. David R. Hawkins did a lot of research around emotions. There's this chart which is known as the scale of consciousness. And as you can see, the lower vibrational emotions are the negative feeling emotions such as anger, fear, guilt, shame. But the high vibe emotions, which are love, peace, enlightenment, joy, those are those good feeling emotions, and they actually have a higher rate of vibration. So when we talk about becoming high vibe or raising your frequency, we're talking about transcending those lower vibe emotions and becoming more high vibe. But one other thing that I want to point out is naturally as humans, we will fluctuate on this chart. However, it is nice to be most predominantly in those higher states of being, because this is also where we have expanded states of consciousness. We're able to manifest easier. We're able to come up with ideas easier. And generally, we just feel a lot better. And there's actually different things that we might be doing in our life unconsciously that are lowering our states of consciousness. And once we can become aware of what those things are, we can start removing some of those things from our life, and naturally we will rise up that emotional scale of consciousness because we're getting rid of those things that are bringing down our vibe. But then there's also different things that we can start implementing and doing that will naturally raise our state of being and put us in those more higher vibe emotional states. So that's what we're going to go through in this video, and let's go ahead and dive right in. So the first thing that I want to point out in raising your vibration, and the first method of doing that, is looking at your health. And there's 2 things that we have control over when it comes to our health. One of those things being is your diet. There's different foods that actually vibrate at a very low frequency rate, and those are processed foods, processed sugars, alcohol, tobacco. They are going to bring down our vibration. If you've ever eaten a bunch of fast food or junk food in a day, you know what I'm talking about, because you've probably felt very lethargic afterwards and you felt very uninspired, and all you wanted to do was just lay down and relax and take time to digest that. So if you can begin to cut out any foods or things that you're consuming that are lowering your vibration, naturally you are going to rise on that scale of consciousness. And if you can begin to implement foods that are really good for you, that is going to raise your vibration. Your gut is actually responsible for over 90% of the serotonin in your body, and serotonin is the happy chemical that creates more euphoric and happy states of mind. So look at your diet, and if you can optimize what you are eating and consume more healthy and whole foods, this is going to help you greatly rise up that scale of consciousness. The second thing that we need to talk about is exercise. We all know that exercise is so good for us, and it actually has a huge impact on your energy levels. It gets chi flowing in your body. It helps you release toxins in your body because it increases blood flow, which opens up your veins. It gets rid of buildup that might be there from consuming bad foods in our past. And it also releases endorphins, which really helps you increase on that scale of consciousness. So getting in some type of movement in your day is going to be incredibly beneficial for you. And there's multiple studies that show if you live a more sedentary lifestyle and you're not getting in an ample amount of movement every day, your mortality rate increases by over 30%, which means that your likelihood of contracting bad diseases or developing different issues within your body increases by over 30%. So if you can get in a good walk every day, get in your 10,000 steps, or do yoga, do stretching, swimming, weightlifting, or some form of exercise, this is going to automatically help increase your vibe. It will be very good for your health in the long term. Both your diet and exercise have a massive impact on your state of being, and if you can optimize both of those areas of your life, naturally that's going to help you raise your vibe. Point number 2 in raising your vibration is having a sense of purpose in your life. There's this blue zone in Okinawa, Japan, and what a blue zone is is a zone where people tend to live much longer than the average person. They tend to not have as many health issues and they live happier lives. And in Okinawa, where there's this blue zone, they have this philosophy of ikigai. And ikigai is a way of finding purpose and creating purpose and meaning through your entire life. And in this philosophy, they don't believe in retirement in the same way we do in Western culture. In Western culture, there seems to be this idea that you work really, really hard until you can retire and then just live this sort of vacation lifestyle. And that seems to be the dream and the goal of many people, which there's nothing wrong with that. But many people who then actually get to this point and they retire, it might feel really good at first, but then living without any purpose and kind of just living this life that doesn't have any meaning anymore, all of a sudden they feel more depressed. They get sad and they wither away much faster. And a lot of people actually pass away early on after retirement because they lose a sense of meaning and they lose a sense of purpose in their life. And one thing about ikigai is it doesn't need to be this huge grandiose thing. It doesn't mean that we need to have some crazy successful career through our whole life in order to live a long successful life. Your ikigai can also be something simple. It can be as simple as caring for your loved ones, having a garden, or having a pet that you really love. Your ikigai can be something that's simple. It doesn't need to be huge and grandiose, but creating some form of purpose for yourself that gives your life meaning will give you so much more fulfillment and help you raise your vibration. It will help you get over challenges in your life, because if you have a reason for overcoming a challenge, you're going to feel much more motivated to overcome that. You're going to have the energy, the vitality. Purpose gives you energy, and having a purpose gives you a sense of a vitality in your life and a sense of fulfillment. So it's incredibly powerful to create some form of ikigai or some purpose in your life. And your ikigai has 4 different quadrants, one of them being something that you love. So what is something that you love? Then what is something that you're good at? What does the world need? And what can you be paid for? If you can find something that has all 4 of those components, that's known as your ikigai. It will give you a sense of purpose that's long lasting, that you can do because you love it, you're good at it, the world needs it, and you can be paid for it. The third point that I want to talk about is your mental well-being. If you can have a very calm and less stressful mental state of being, this is going to help you rise on that emotional scale of consciousness as well. And one of the main components of having a good mental state is getting a proper amount of sleep. Getting a proper amount of sleep helps with so many different things, including memory, learning, and getting things into your long-term memory. If you're not getting proper sleep, especially after learning something new, it's actually less likely to stick and go into your long-term memory because you're not getting the ample amount of sleep that helps with the process of memorization. It also helps increase your cognitive function and everything else from your health, your emotional states, and your mental states. Another thing that's extremely beneficial in your mental well-being is adopting a practice of meditation. Many people try meditation and then they think that they suck at it because they're like, wait, I can't quiet my mind, or, it's hard for me to focus. It's hard for me to just stay there in silence. But meditation is something that it's kind of like a muscle. When you first go to lift a heavy weight, it's going to be really difficult because that muscle isn't being used very often. So if we're not taking time out to actually quiet our mind, it's going to be a little bit difficult at first when we first try it, and we're going to think that we're not good at it. But it's something that you can develop with practice, and meditation helps you get more autonomy over your own mind. If you have troubles focusing, especially for longer periods of time, it's because you may not be exercising that part of your mind very often. If you take time out to meditate, it is a practice of focusing your mind or quieting your mind. We have over 60,000 thoughts a day, which is so many. So it can be overwhelming, it can be hard, and our brain might be working on overdrive. But if we can adopt a meditation practice, it will lower your stress levels. It will help you in your focus, your memorization. It will help you also do deep reflection and discover deeper aspects of yourself. And there's also multiple different types of meditation. You can also do a guided meditation to help you manifest, to help you embody the highest version of yourself. There's so many different types of meditations out there. So if you have tried only one before and maybe you didn't like it, maybe trying another form of meditation, you might actually find a lot more benefit with it. And if you want to improve your sleep or your meditation practice, there's actually an app I love called Aura Health, and it encompasses everything from mindfulness to well-being and sleep, and it has the largest mental wellness content library and community. And I'm so happy that they also decided to sponsor today's video. I personally love using this app for their meditations, for breath work. They have sound healing, journaling, hypnosis, one-on-one coaching, and different modalities of improving sleep, and so much more. And personally, I was looking for a fun way to to keep up with my goals of daily meditation and journaling and breath work. And Aura Health has become one of my favorite apps because it provides a variety of personalized content recommendations, and I always find something new and exciting. So if you're like me and you like to expand your spiritual journey, and if maybe you get bored with doing the same meditation every day, or maybe you get a little bit bored with just doing the same journaling practices over and over again, this is such an amazing app because you can discover new things on there, and there's a variety of different teachers and coaches that come with their own perspectives on things. They come with their own insights, and it's such a fun way to expand your spiritual journey. So if you've been looking for new ways to expand yourself and to also make your daily habits more fun, especially when it comes to meditation or breath work or sound healing and all of that, this is such an amazing app that I so highly recommend. And if that sounds like your cup of tea, you can get started for free on Aura's website using my special link down below in the description box. And the first 500 people will get a free trial plus an exclusive 25% off. And again, you can get started for free on Aura's website using my special link down below in the description box. And the first 500 people will get that free trial plus an exclusive 25% off. So all that information will also be down below for easy access. And thank you so much to Aura Health for sponsoring today's video. Another amazing practice that can really help you improve your mental well-being, which we touched on a little bit earlier, is the practice of daily journaling. And personally, once I got into a daily journaling practice, I saw so much shifts and changes in my life. I cannot even begin to describe to you the amazing power behind journaling. And it's no wonder why so many of the most successful people in the world have a daily journaling practice and swear by their daily journaling practice. And they all talk about how it has helped them in their self-transformation and also for becoming successful. When you take time out for journaling and you have that time for self-reflection, you can actually begin to see different patterns, different thoughts that might be holding you back, different experiences that keep coming up in your life, and you can take time to actually deep dive into them and see the root of why your problems are the way that they are, or you actually begin to see deeper into yourself, and then you have a deeper understanding of who you are. And through understanding that, that's where self-transformation can actually take place. So journaling is such a powerful practice because, again, like I said earlier, we have over 60,000 thoughts a day, which is huge. It gets overwhelming. And most of those thoughts are actually the same thoughts that we had the day before and the day before and the day before and the day before, because we're not actually taking the time out to reflect on those thoughts, to see where they're stemming from, and then end old patterns of why those thoughts even keep showing up in the first place. So we might have thoughts that are like, oh, you're not good enough, you're not worthy, or maybe we have different patterns in our life, such as we want to take action on something, but we have this issue where we never seem to take the action that we're wanting to do so badly. Why is that? Well, when you get a journaling practice, you can actually deep dive into those different experiences, those different patterns, those different thoughts, and see where the root of that is all stemming from. It can also help you see the current trajectory of your life. It can help you deep dive on the things that you actually want to start doing. There's so much benefit to journaling. I can't even begin to describe. Like, there's going to be a video that I make all about journaling in the future because it is so deep and there's so much to say about it. But if you are new to journaling and you don't know where to start, there's great videos online. You can YouTube how to start journaling. Even joining Aura Health, they have videos on journaling as well. So there's so many different ways to get started on it. And once you start a daily journaling practice, you'll know what I mean by how powerful it is, especially for helping you transform and help you also achieve so much more in your life. So it really helps you raise your vibe because it helps you on that self-transformation journey. Like, why are these fears keep coming up for me? Why am I holding myself back? Why does this keep happening? It will help you transmute those things so that you can transcend that scale of consciousness and get into those more high vibe states of being. Another quick, great practice that I want to mention here for helping your mental well-being is breath work. Breath work is so powerful in releasing old traumas. It helps you release stress, and breath work is actually shown to regulate stress within the body as well, so that you can lower your cortisol levels and live a more healthy, happy, and high vibe life. If you don't know where to get started with breath work, again, there's videos online, and Aura Health also has videos on that as well. Method number 4 in raising your vibration is to look at your relationships that you have in your life. Are they healthy? Are they good? Or are they more toxic? Because there's some friendships that we may have, or different relationships that we might have, that are not good for us and they lower our state of being. Maybe those friendships always talk about the negativity in life, or maybe they are echo chambers of keeping us stuck in the same things and only telling us what we want to hear rather than telling us what we need to hear. Or maybe there's certain relationships that, again, just steal our energy or bring us down and stay stuck on the negativities in life, such as trauma bonding. When we can look at our friendships, this can help us see who we're becoming. There's actually a known fact that we become like the people who we're surrounded by most. Naturally, unconsciously, we will become like anyone who we are surrounded by most. So once you look at your friendships and the people that you are surrounded by most often, that is an indicator of who you're now becoming. And I think an important note here is to realize that it's okay to break up with friendships if they are not good for us, if we know that those friendships are weighing us down or we're holding each other back. Sometimes it's okay to break up with those friendships, or if we cannot break up with them, maybe they're a family member, or maybe they're somebody that we dearly love, but we can begin to at least distance ourselves from those people so that they're not influencing us and our energy as often. Because when we're surrounded by really uplifting people, naturally that's going to help us get into those higher states of being. When we can create friendships and relationships that are uplifting, that are inspiring, that are high vibe, and make us feel our best and inspire us to be our best. And once you're surrounded by really good, healthy relationships, naturally, they will help you rise to those higher frequencies naturally. You won't even have to think about it, because just being around them makes you more high vibe. It makes you feel amazing to be around those people. And then our fifth method of raising your vibe and your frequency is looking at your self-image. Your self-image can either limit you or expand you. And a lot of us tend to actually have a limiting self-image. So if you can look at yourself and ask, how do I actually see myself? What are the labels I tend to put on myself? And realizing that any way that you currently see yourself will become a self-fulfilling prophecy. So if you see yourself and you're like, oh, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, I don't learn very easily, I have a bad memory, or I don't like waking up early in the morning, I don't like going to the gym, I don't like eating healthy, I like eating junk food, I like this, I like that. All of these things are actually just a story you're telling yourself, and all of them will become a self-fulfilling prophecy. And there's actually this amazing book called Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz, where he goes deep into self-image and identity. And he talks about how whatever our current identity is, it's very difficult for us to act out of accordance with that identity. So let's say that you see yourself as somebody who hates going to the gym. Even if you want to start going to the gym, and maybe that's a big goal that you have, because you have that contradicting self-image that says, I don't like going to the gym, once you go to the gym, you're gonna notice so much resistance. You're gonna notice that your entire being is like, I hate this, I don't like this, I don't wanna do this, this isn't for me, and all you want to do is stop doing it. That's because it's contradicting your self-image. So we're going to naturally create resistance in our life if our self-image contradicts who we actually want to be. But your self-image is malleable. We're all sold this idea that who you are is just who you are and that's it. Your identity is permanent, but it's not. It's something that you're in control of. You have autonomy over your self-image, and you can change your self-image at any moment by shifting the story that you're telling yourself. If you are constantly having thoughts and you're constantly reminding yourself that you don't like to wake up early, you are not smart, you're not worthy, you don't learn very quick, you don't like going to the gym, whatever your story may be, everyone has a unique story. If it's contradicting your goals and who you want to be, you're gonna notice so much resistance there. So if you can shift your self-image, this is gonna help you get into those higher states of being. This is gonna help you rise that level of consciousness. So something that you can do is ask yourself, what inspires me most? What am I inspired by in other people? So if you tend to be inspired by the people who have their life together, that are business owners, maybe they wake up early, maybe they're going to the gym, maybe they just have good things happening to them all the time. If those are the things that inspire you, if those are the things that you want to be, they inspire you because it actually exists within you. It's a dormant aspect of yourself that wants to be realized and wants to be awakened. That's why you're inspired by it externally through other people or through other things. That's why you desire it. That's why it catches your attention, because it's something within you that wants to be awakened and realized. So within knowing this, you can then make a list and say, oh, I am really inspired by this. I really want this. This is another thing that really intrigues me or piques my interest. Write those things down and realize that that can become your new identity. So then you start telling yourself a new story. You change the way you view yourself, and any time that you see those other old limiting self images coming back in, you just say, oh, hey, no, that's not my story anymore. My story is good things happen to me all the time. I love going to the gym. I love eating healthy. It's easy for me. It's natural for me. That's who I am. So that's another way to raise your state of being, your level of consciousness, and it is so impactful. And that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you so much for joining me here today, and hopefully there was something in this video that can bring more value to your life, and I cannot wait to see all the different changes that you make in your life. I'm sending you all so much love. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below, and I'll see you next time.